Okay, I'm going to start with going through the homework. I know there was a good few of you out yesterday, so if you were out yesterday and you didn't watch the video, will you start by watching that video? It'll just make this much easier for you, because I'm kind of continuing on today. So, yeah, so if you were out yesterday, do start by watching yesterday's video. Okay, so we were asked for yesterday we were doing arithmetic series, which is where you add up the terms as opposed to just list them with a comma in between them. I gave you a new formula, and the new formula is Sn equals n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? The first question says, find the sum of the first 20 terms. So let's do that. So the sum of the first 20 terms is going to be 20 over 2, because there's 20 terms. 2 times a is the first term of the sequence, and the first term of this sequence is 11, plus n is still 20, because there's 20 terms they're asking me about, minus 1, and then d is the common difference, so we're going to be in 11ths. Now, to type it directly into your calculator, if that's what you want to do, you need to type it in this way. So we bring this 11 to the front of this bracket. So it becomes 11 times 20 minus 1. And that should be typable. Just make sure you copy the brackets exactly. Obviously, you don't need to worry about doing square brackets, just regular brackets are fine. Bracket to bracket. So I'm getting 2, 3, 1, 0. Okay, so if you didn't get that, if you have a question, if you're not sure about something, just make a little note of it in your copy. Hopefully I'll be in tomorrow and I can kind of address any questions you have. Okay, so the second one, go through the same thing. This time n is 30. So 30 over 2. Square bracket 2. A in this one is 4 plus 30 minus 1, because n is 30. And the common difference here, what are we going up in? We're going up in 4, 7, 10. 3s. Okay, and again, when you're typing it in, put this 3 at the front here, just for the typing part. So I have 30 over 2, open bracket 2, open bracket 4, close bracket, plus open bracket 3. Oh no, sorry, I did that wrong. Okay, so I'm here. I've just closed that bracket, right? Plus 3, open bracket 30 minus 1, close this bracket, and then you have to close this bracket, so you need 2 brackets together. And if you do that correctly, you should get 1, 4, 2, 5. Okay, and the third one, oh sorry, there's 2 of these. So part 1, S equals, we're looking for 10 terms, so it's going to be 10 over 2. 2 brackets. First term here is minus 11 plus 10 minus 1. Now the common difference. I'm going from minus 11 to 1. That's plus 12. And then 1 to 13 is plus 12. Okay. So that's going to be 12. Okay, and again, when I'm typing it in, I'll type it in this way. 2 bracket minus 11, close bracket, plus 12 bracket 10 minus 1. So 2 bracket minus 11 plus, bring the 12 to the front, then 10 minus 11, sorry, 10 minus 1, close bracket, and then close the second bracket. Okay, so that's what I'm typing in. 2 bracket minus 11 plus 12, bracket 10 minus 1, close, close. And I'm getting 430. Yeah? And then part two on that same question is still 10 terms. So it's going to be S equals 10 over 2, square bracket, 2 times, first term here is minus 8, plus, still 10 minus 1, and the common difference. So from minus 8 to minus 2, that's getting bigger. It's getting bigger by 6, and then minus 2 to 4 is 6. So that's a plus 6 that we're going up in. So I'm going to put that in over here. 6 and close the bracket. Okay, and just type straight in. 10 over 2, bracket, 2, bracket, minus 8, close bracket, plus 6, bracket, 10 minus 1, close bracket, close bracket. And I'm getting that S is 190. Okay, so they're the homework. That's what I'm after getting. Now, like I said, if you got a different answer or if I made a mistake there, obviously if I was in class, you would tell me. So do the same thing, write it down and let me know, and I can go in and fix it tomorrow. Okay, so today we're just going to take that on a step further. Still doing these series, right? But this question is just a little bit harder. There's just a bit more to do, and you really kind of need to understand what you're talking about to be able to do it. So where am I? Here. Okay. So find the sum of all the terms. So the fact that they're asking me for the sum of all the terms means I'm going to have to use my sum formula. I've actually written a whole bit there. No? Nothing? I'm just going to shut it down for a sec. So once you see them ask for the sum, you're going to use that SN formula. So I have actually written down the SN formula. Okay. There you go. Now, to fill out this SN formula, which isn't complete there, we need 3 things. So to be able to find the sum of all the terms, to fill in the formula, we need 3 things. We need to know N, which is the number of terms. We need to know A, which is the first term, and we need to know D, which is the common difference between the terms. So, well, I really can't deal with it that slow. I've done like 3 videos this morning, and this is the first one that's paused. Try one more time. Okay. So, we'll keep going. So like I said, you need N, the number of terms. You need A, the first term, which we have. It's 11. And then you need D, which is the common difference, which we also have because you can see down here that the common difference is 2. Okay, so the only thing we don't have is the number of terms. Okay, but they have given us the full sequence. So 51, you can see the full stop. 51 is the end of this sequence. So you can go like, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, and keep going and going and going and going and going. And when you get to 51, count all the numbers and then you'll know N. Or there is a different way of doing it. Okay, you can use that formula we used before, the TN formula. Right? Now, watch this. So the first term of this sequence is 11 plus n minus 1, and the common difference is 2. Now we did loads of these, right? So we take the 2, we multiply it here, and we multiply it here. So we do Tn is 11 plus 2n minus 2, and then we can combine the 11 and the minus 2. So we get Tn is 2n plus 9. Yeah? Right? We know the value of the last term. We just don't know its term number, right? So this here is the value of the term. And this here is the number of the term. Yeah? So we know, we can see it up here. See it up there? The last term is 51. The value of the last term is 51. We just don't know, is that the 10th term in the sequence? Is it the 15th term? But we can figure it out from this formula. So if we put the 51 in here for the term value and go 2n plus 9, right? So what we're going to do, I need to move this down. We're going to solve, as in we're going to isolate it's stuck again. I have deleted that simultaneous equations. Yeah. Oh my god, this is so annoying. So if we can put in the 51 as our term value, and then we can figure out what term number that value corresponds to by using this formula. Okay, so we need to isolate that n. So we're going to take, we did loads of this, we're going to take the 9, bring it over here, and make it a minus 9, and then it's gone from this side. So 51 minus 9 is 42 equals 2n. And we're still trying to isolate the n. So we take the 2, but because they're stuck together, when this comes across, it is a divide by 2. So n equals 21. So the 21st term of this sequence is 51. Does that make sense? So we now know that this 51 is the 21st term. So there are 21 terms in this sequence. That means we now know that. So we can do it. So S equals 21 over 2, 2 times 11 plus 21 minus 1 times 2. Bring the 2 to the front just for the calculator. So it's 2 times 11 plus 2 bracket 21 minus 1. And that should be it. Type it in. So 21 over 2, open bracket, 2, open bracket, 11, close bracket, plus 2, open bracket, 21 minus 1, close bracket, close bracket. And I'm getting 651. So if you add up all the terms of this sequence from 11 to 51, it should add up to 651. All right. So that is just an example of where you use both of the formula together, because we had the 51, but we just didn't know what term number that was. Now you can figure it out by counting, of course you can, and this isn't the worst. You don't have to count 21 terms. It's not the worst, but what if it was more? So this is where the formulas become really, really important. Okay, so I had written on this one, I had to delete it. I had written on this one simultaneous equations. So I'd prefer to I would prefer to leave simultaneous equations until we've actually revised simultaneous equations, which we haven't done. So I'll come back to this one whenever we've revised simultaneous equations. Okay, so for homework, I want you to do a couple of those, like the one I've just done. So we'll do question 5 and question 6. They're the first bits of your homework. Sorry, just make a new one here for December. December 2021, Wednesday, the 1st. Oh crap. And then I want you to do one of this one here. Actually, that one there as well. Okay, so we're doing 4 questions. So I'm just going to add one more in there, one above this one. Okay, so that's 4 questions that I want you to do. The first 2 are almost identical to the one I just did in the example. This one is actually easier nearly, but just note here it asked me to find the nth term, which is the Tn. So they're it's the same. Now this one is one about this guy saving money up. So how much will Fergal deposit on the 1st of December 2021? That is a single deposit. Okay, so that's on that day when Fergal goes into the bank. How much will he deposit on that? Sorry. So on that day, on the 1st of December, sorry, can you please leave? I'm so sorry. So on the 1st of December 2021, how much will Fergal deposit? That is a single deposit. Okay, that's how much he goes into the bank with on that day. To get a single deposit amount like that, you use Tn. Okay? The second question is how much will Fergal have deposited by the end of December? So that's in total. If you add up the amount of money he deposits on the 1st of January 2017, plus the amount of money on the 1st of February 2017, plus the 1st of March 2017, and so on and so forth, adding all of them up. So the fact that you're adding all of them up, so this is like total deposits, total money deposited. The fact that we're adding them all up means this is your SN. Okay, so it's still just a TN and an SN question. It's just they're asking it using kind of language. So it becomes a problem-based question. Okay, so 4 questions for tomorrow. And like I said, hopefully I will be there to correct it.